Richard Thomas was born Richard Earl Thomas on June 13, 1951, in New York City, a place where creativity and performance surrounded him from the very beginning. His parents were both professional dancers connected to the New York City Ballet, and they later ran their own ballet school, which meant that rehearsal rooms, music, and artistic conversations were part of everyday life. Growing up in such an environment naturally shaped his sensitivity to storytelling and expression. While many children discover the arts later in life, Thomas was immersed in them before he fully understood what acting even meant. Classical music drifted through the house, stage costumes were normal sights, and conversations about performances were common at the dinner table. This upbringing did not force him into the spotlight, but it quietly nurtured confidence and curiosity, laying a strong emotional and creative foundation that would guide his choices for decades. A promising start in childhood acting. Richard Thomas began acting professionally while still a child, stepping into television studios long before most children his age considered future careers. In the early 1960s, he appeared in daytime soap operas such as A Flame in the Wind and The Edge of Night, quickly showing a natural ease in front of the camera. Directors noticed his intelligence and emotional awareness, qualities that helped him portray characters with unusual depth for someone so young. At only 7 years old, he made his Broadway debut, sharing the stage with seasoned performers and learning the discipline of live theatre. These early experiences were not simply stepping stones, but meaningful lessons in patience, timing, and professionalism. Unlike many child actors who struggle with pressure, Thomas approached each opportunity with calm focus. His early years in acting shaped not only his technical skills, but also a lifelong respect for the craft itself. Breakthrough moments on screen. As Richard Thomas moved into his teenage years, his career steadily expanded with film roles that demonstrated his growing range. One of his early film appearances alongside Paul Newman in Winning introduced him to wider audiences and showed that he could hold his own among established stars. However, the real turning point arrived with The Homecoming, A Christmas Story in 1971, a heartfelt television film that would later inspire a full series. Thomas's portrayal of John Boy Walton revealed a blend of warmth, thoughtfulness, and quiet determination that resonated deeply with viewers. His performance felt genuine rather than theatrical, making audiences believe in the character's dreams and struggles. This role did more than launch his fame. It aligned him with a story centered on family values and resilience. From that moment forward, his name became associated with sincerity and emotional authenticity on screen. The lasting impact of The Waltons. When The Waltons premiered as a series in 1972, Richard Thomas quickly became its emotional center. Playing John Boy Walton, a young aspiring writer growing up during the Great Depression and World War II, he embodied optimism, integrity, and intellectual curiosity. Viewers across generations connected with his portrayal because it felt personal rather than performative. His work earned critical acclaim, including an Emmy Award, and established him as one of television's most recognizable young actors of the era. Despite the immense popularity of the show, Thomas chose to leave in 1977 to explore broader opportunities, a decision that demonstrated both courage and confidence in his abilities. Even after his departure, the character of John Boy remained closely tied to his identity in the public eye. Rather than resisting that association, Thomas embraced it as a meaningful chapter that shaped his career and public legacy. Exploring versatility beyond one role. After leaving The Waltons, Richard Thomas intentionally sought roles that differed from the wholesome image that had defined him. He appeared in acclaimed television films and miniseries, including All Quiet on the Western Front, where he portrayed the emotional toll of war with striking sensitivity. Later performances, such as his role in Stephen King's It, revealed his ability to handle darker and more complex material. On stage, he proved equally compelling, performing in classical productions like Hamlet and Richard II, as well as modern dramas. Theatre allowed him to reconnect with live audiences and continually refine his craft. These varied projects demonstrated that he was not limited to a single genre or persona. His willingness to challenge himself artistically ensured longevity in an industry that often typecast performers, and it showed audiences a broader range of his talent and emotional depth. Character, professionalism, and personal balance. Beyond his acting achievements, Richard Thomas became known for qualities that extended far beyond the screen. Colleagues frequently described him as humble, disciplined, and gracious, traits that helped him maintain steady relationships in a demanding profession. Unlike many former child stars, he navigated fame without losing his sense of identity or personal values. Family life remained a priority throughout his career, and he often spoke about the importance of balance between work and home. Fatherhood played a significant role in shaping his perspective, encouraging patience and empathy that later influenced his performances. This grounded approach earned him respect not only as an actor, but also as a person. Continued relevance in modern productions. In later years, Richard Thomas demonstrated that his abilities only strengthened with experience. Appearances in modern television series introduced him to younger viewers who may not have known his earlier work. Roles in high-profile dramas showcased his maturity and subtle emotional control, proving that he could seamlessly adapt to contemporary storytelling styles. Theatre also remained a vital part of his journey, with performances in touring productions that demanded stamina and emotional intensity. These projects highlighted not only his versatility, but also his commitment to continuous growth. Rather than relying solely on nostalgia, Thomas consistently pursued meaningful roles that challenged him creatively. His presence in both streaming series and live stage productions reflected an artist who embraced change while staying true to his core strengths. This adaptability ensured that his career evolved alongside the entertainment industry, rather than being left behind by it. A deep commitment to storytelling through voice. Another remarkable aspect of Richard Thomas's career has been his extensive work in audiobook narration. Lending his voice to hundreds of titles, he brought clarity, pacing, and emotional nuance to stories spanning fiction, history, and memoir. Narration allowed him to connect with audiences in an intimate way, where subtle inflections carried as much weight as visual expressions. Listeners often praised his ability to differentiate characters and maintain engagement over long recordings. This branch of his career demonstrated that storytelling is not limited to physical performance. Voice alone can create vivid worlds. His dedication to this craft revealed patience and discipline, as audiobook narration requires sustained focus and precise control. Through this medium, family life and personal growth, Richard Thomas's personal life reflects the same themes of commitment and resilience that appear in many of his roles. He built a large and loving family, balancing professional obligations with meaningful time at home. Over the years, he experienced both transitions and new beginnings, always emphasizing respect and cooperation for the well-being of his children. His later marriage brought a blended family that he embraced wholeheartedly, valuing unity and support above all. Living in New York City provided access to vibrant cultural life, while allowing him to remain close to theatre and artistic communities. Friends and colleagues often noted how family conversations and shared experiences grounded him, preventing the pressures of fame from overshadowing personal fulfillment. Reflecting on Ellen Corby's influence, in his later years, Richard Thomas has spoken warmly about Ellen Corby, his co-star on The Waltons, acknowledging the profound influence she had on his early career. He described her not only as a talented actress, but also as a guiding presence who offered encouragement and wisdom during moments of uncertainty. Corby's professionalism and quiet strength left a lasting impression, teaching him the importance of preparation, dignity, and kindness on set. During challenging periods in her life, Thomas expressed admiration for her determination and grace, qualities that inspired him personally as well as professionally. Their bond extended beyond scripted scenes, rooted in mutual respect and shared dedication to meaningful storytelling. Reflecting on her legacy, Thomas emphasized gratitude rather than nostalgia, recognizing that mentorship and compassion often shape careers as much as talent does. Her example remains a guiding light in his continuing journey,